And it reads, Vomashobane, sekuseduze phambi, God is at work. Isilungu city lies will travel halfway across the world, while the truth is still putting on its shoes and tying its laces. Seliqedile ke iqiniso, ukufaka izicathulo, aluqale uhambo. So let's talk about what's been going on in the Senzo Meyiwa trial and obviously the recent developments. As you know, the confessions are now allowed into the trial, okay? And the trial within the trial has ended. Rata ruled that those confessions come right on in. The confessions are in. The confessions were read aloud in court on Friday. So stick with me here. Before court starts today, I have these questions and I wonder if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. So my first question to you is, Baloyi knew what was in the statements the entire time. We're going to go with what the state is saying, that Mzansi wrote from his free will and free mind without any coercion or torture, but we know otherwise, but let's stay focused. Mzansi and Sibia wrote those statements. Okay, we accept by force, but we accept. Baloyi knew that those statements implicated Kelly. They gave a breakdown of how much Kelly paid these guys. Kelly has been out on these streets being the loudest and the proudest, but she's implicated in these confessions. Obviously, she didn't know she was in those confessions because has anybody else noticed how very quiet Miss Kelly Khumalo is lately on the other app, the Instagram? Has anyone noticed? Because, you know, we all know she's very quick with that live button, very quick to respond, even with her sister. I will add some screenshots here of what the sister had to say. And it reads, Vomashobane, sekuseduze phambi, God is at work. Isilungu city lies will travel halfway across the world, while the truth is still putting on its shoes and tying its laces. Seliqedile ke iqiniso, ukufaka izicathulo, aluqale uhambo. But Kelly Khumalo is saying absolutely nothing. But I digress. Also on the Twitter app, also on X app, Kelly Khumalo, she responds with some hot clapbacks over there anytime anyone insinuates she killed Senzo Meyiwa. But again, she's been very, very quiet. Has reality begun to set in now for Kelly Khumalo? Does she understand that her name is on a confession document that has been made admissible and read publicly? My goodness. And then there's this information that Maphephandaba shared as well. This case is now taking so many turns. I think it would have been the state's best interest to have argued themselves that those confessions should not be in, because now I wonder, Advocate Baloyi, why is Kelly Khumalo never arrested? Was she investigated? Have you checked her bank record of those payouts? Could she even afford to pay these guys 100,000 at that time? You have to realize this is when she was Senzo Meyiwa's girlfriend, not Kelly Khumalo of today, the voice of Africa. There's a huge difference in her income status, I would say, between then and now. But, you know, these are my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking out loud. If you think that this is a bit overboard, let me know in the comments section down below. But let me know as well if you agree with these crazy thoughts I'm having, because this is very, very interesting. Why did Baloyi fight for those confessions to go in, but Kelly Khumalo is still a very free woman? I'm not saying she's guilty. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she's in the confessions, like other names on that confession, like Carlos. Carlos is seated in the dock there. Why is Kelly Khumalo not seated in the dock? The other person I also think should be in the dock is the woman who cleaned up the evidence. What do they like to call it? Obstructing the means of justice. Yeah, the one who took out all the beer bottles because they didn't want... They were already drinking in front of Kelly Khumalo's mother. There was no image to protect anymore. He was already a married man. On the record, he had not yet divorced his wife. This is, I don't know, this is the craziest, the craziest is Tabo Besta. But this is absolutely crazy. A lot of unanswered questions. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Should Kelly Khumalo also be seated in the dock and labeled as accused number 6? Or should Kelly Khumalo remain a free woman to raise her 3 children from 3 baby daddies. I don't have a problem that she has 3 children from 3 baby daddies. I'm just saying Senzo Meyiwa died and she continued to live. And if I remember from the Senzo Meyiwa documentary, Senzo Meyiwa's family has not seen Senzo's child because Kelly Khumalo has not facilitated that process, which is another story for another day. But what are your thoughts down below? What do you think really happened in that house? What is the real story? As Mzansi Khumalo says, they are about to sing and the truth is about to come out. So Mzansi Khumalo, you guys know the truth and have been quiet this whole time? And then there's this different plot shared on my Maphephandaba. Here are some key points that have been overlooked in the Senzo Meyiwa case. 1. On the night of the murder, Mthogo Twala had 3 phones and kept going outside to answer them. After the last call, he went outside for a few minutes, and when he returned, the gunman entered the house. The gunman followed Kelly to the bedroom, and a gunshot went off after a brief struggle between the gunman and Senzo. Senzo was fighting to prevent them from reaching the bedroom where Kelly and their child were, either to protect Kelly or their child, Tingo. All the phones in the house were confiscated by the police except for Mthogo's phone. When the police visited the Facebook investigator, they informed Mthogo about the leads they were following and even disclosed the location and some details of the leads. However, Mthogo did not inform the police that he had also been contacted by the same leads weeks ago. This raises the questions as to why he kept this information from the police. Goes on to say, it is possible that one of the missing documents in this case contains all the information mentioned above. The police took a formal statement from the mini investigation, but it appears they did not follow up on the information obtained. Mandisa once wrote on Facebook, "Lemini iyeza nakuwe." And when asked if it was about her man, she said it wasn't. And she went on to say that she would kill anyone who came for her man. The anonymous person goes on to say, if the police were not biased, they would have investigated Mandisa immediately based on this comment. Mzansi, so far, what are your thoughts on these 7 points brought up by Anonymous? But you know what? Let's continue so that we don't sound biased as well. The case was investigated by 2 different groups of investigators. One from Durban and one from Gauteng. This division resulted in the case being compromised as the group may have. They go on to say, I'm going to skip to number 9. It's important to consider the financial aspects in this case. People hastily assume that Kelly Khumalo hired a hitman, but the question arises, with what money? If the case were investigated on its merits, her finances would have been examined, revealing that she did not have the means. Senzo was responsible for providing for their child's expensive education and covering all household expenses. Kelly had more to gain by keeping Senzo alive, while someone else, like Mandisa, may have had a motive for wanting him dead, due to not benefiting from his existence anymore. So guys, it's a case of Kelly Khumalo, the small house, versus Mandisa, the wife, who had more of a motive to have Senzo Meyiwa killed and ordered a hit. But which of the 2 could actually afford to facilitate that? And are these the only 2 people who could have possibly wanted Senzo Meyiwa dead? Are there other dealings that Senzo Meyiwa could have had? There's also the theory about Ulongwe being, suspecting that Senzo Meyiwa and Mzansi Khumalo were up to no good. But let's continue. Basically, having the confessions in has opened even more loopholes and problems for the Khumalo sisters. Mzansi, comment down below your thoughts on all the revelations shared today by Anonymous and my thought process around why Kelly Khumalo is not arrested. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you on our next upload.